Alright gang, thought I might shoot a video showing you some of my storage ideas, counter clipping, rules, and rule storage. And a lot of the stuff's pretty easy to get and inexpensive. And maybe I can get some feedback if people have some other good ideas. Alright, well, as you can see in front of you, that's the standard Gmt Counter Tray. I use those in most of my the 3-inch game boxes, like 3 Days of Gettysburg, Multi-Man's Line of Battle, the big box stuff. So, and now I notice nowadays a lot of these new games, they don't ship with a lot of those. But that's your standard. Lock and Load makes a really, really good one with their, I don't know, they call it the Foot Locker or Game Locker box. Little ritzy for my blood, but with what's those boxes are made out of and the design on everything, they're worth the penny for them. I'll probably pick up a few of those before long. But that's your standard game box. So I'm gonna get that out of the way because I know all the gamers out there know what that means or have seen those. So let's move that aside, and I'm gonna show you some of the ideas that I have. So if you have a dollar store, I think it's a Family Dollar. I happened to stroll in there and was looking through their school supply stuff, and both of these boxes right here, of course they're French or French Canadian, they're $1. And I think I've got probably a dozen games with that little box in right there, and that is obviously not going to hold a game with 14 counter sheets. But if you've got a game that has one counter sheet, maybe even two, okay, that's a great little box. It's thin. I'll pull it up here so you can see it. It's pretty thin. It'll fit, the 1.5-inch boxes, as long as it's not overly heavy with like maps or a real thick rule booklet. It fits in all the 1.5-inch or bigger boxes. So, well worth it. It's got 2 locking tabs on the front. It's not fancy. If you don't, when you open it, if you don't pay a little attention to it when you open it, you're gentle with it, you could snap the hinges off the back. Like I say, it's only $1. This one here now was a little bit better. It was $1, and I think I have 7 or 8 of these. But I use these to store, well, games that have multiple, like there's a series, and then they have a lot of the same informational counters. Like I think these are, I'm not even sure what this one's from. Oh yeah, this is from the multi. I think this is the Napoleonic, or it might be one of the Brigade Series Civil War games. Yeah, it's one of the Brigade Series Civil War games. But, it's got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 slots in it. And they're deep. So I use a tray like this to support some of my, like I say, informational counters that cover a series of games. Good series, like any of the great battles of the American Civil War from GMT. They have a lot of the same informational counters. OCS, SCS, GTS, those games from Multi-Man. Great Campaigns of the American Civil War, the Napoleonic Brigade Series, those kind of games, they have a lot of the same informational counters throughout the game. So those are 2 $1 ideas you can. I think it's a Family Dollar. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a Family Dollar, or maybe it's just the dollar store. But anyhow, you never know. Any of them might have it. So these are great little storage ideas. Like I say, this one here will fit in your game boxes. This one here, it's kind of thick, so you're probably not going to put it in too many game boxes. But I store these on the shelf anyhow, so let's get that out of the way. All right, here's 4 Walmart ideas. All right, $1 at Walmart, 10 slots. I have this in a numerous boxes of games, probably 1.5 inches thick. Maybe a little less. I do have it in some of the 1.5 inch boxes that are like where it's got a small rule book and 1 map or something like that. A lot of 2-inch boxes, I put them in like if you want to break up, like let's say in one of the Avalon Hill Great Campaigns games, you want to break up the Confederates into one box and the Union into another box. These are great, and they fit right in those boxes. They lock tight, and like I say, they're only $1. So, and you can find these at all of these boxes I'm about to show you now. You can find in the Walmart craft section, where you find like the jewelry, bead storage stuff or whatever. All right, so those are $1. These are a little more expensive. None of these are more than $7 though. I think this one here was like $4.90 something. This is another one of those mass storage for informational. And you can see that I think this is line of battle stuff I've got in here. All right, but it's a thick box. Okay, 2 inches maybe a little more, maybe a little, I don't know. But you can store a lot in those deep dishes right there. And line of battle is great because it doesn't have a ton, so to speak, of informational counters. Because I know the line of battle, they tried to slim down a lot of the stuff. But like I said, I think this thing here was like, it might have been about $5. I have 5 or 6 of these laying around. Now here's my 2 favorites. This box here, Walmart, in the craft section where the jewelry bead stuff is. These are, I think these are $4.95. They're $4.95 or $5.95. See how slim that is? These fit in all of the 1.5-inch deep boxes. And these are probably the ones that I store my game pieces in. Like the ones that are, the pieces that are specific to that particular game. So, oops, sorry about that. Spin that back around. They lock. All right, it has a lock on the front right there. Flip that open, let you get a look at that. And let me tell you something, when that thing's shut, I know it doesn't look like much, and it's a hard plastic, but when it shuts, those counters don't go anywhere. All right. So this is Smolensk Barbarossa Derailed by MMP. I just got that recently. I've been punching it the last couple nights. So they all store in there. Take it around, write on it, put a sticker on it. And then these are from Walmart. These are like the $7 ones. And I use these for, like I say, series games, the informational counters, like strength markers, disorganized counter, disrupted, route. You know, I have them. All of the great battles of American Civil War, starting from Back Turtle, Swift Sword, all the way up to the GMT ones. And this one right here is the Barbarossa Derailed. What is this? The Operational Campaign series, I think, from Multiman. And I know there's a bunch more in that series. And I've seen some of the counters in some of the other games I have that are the same. These lock very well. And they're about, not quite 2 inches deep, but that's a lot of storage space in there. So most of these boxes like this will sit up on my shelf. I'm in the course of my 3-day at Gettysburg. I have all the great battles of American Civil War GMT ones. I have all their informational counters for all, 8 or 9 volumes of that are in one of these trays. So whenever I have one of those games out, I just pull that tray off the shelf. Excuse me. And off I go. But like I say, Walmart, those 4, you can pick them up in Walmart. And there's other ones in Walmart too. They got some real small ones. If you got like a real tiny game that has like a 2-sided thing you can open. But for the price of these, I think for my GMT ones at my local game store, I think they, with the lids, they sell them to me for like $3 a piece when they have them. But they don't have them very often. You can get them online from GMT. Sometimes they're out of stock. I know during the COVID thing, it was hard to get some of this stuff, but they sell them. And those trays are worth it. And of course, you know, somebody's finally got the locking part down really well with those now. All right, so let's get the trays out of the way. Move them. My fake cigarette. All right, working with your counters. All right, so everybody knows about these tools. All right, your laminations, I think, out of Oregon laminations or something like that. There are 2 versions. They make them in different sizes. I started with these, and I must have punched 75 games every night without stopping, and I broke 3 of them. I broke the handles on 3 of them. Easy to operate though, and I think the only reason I broke is because I was probably just working too fast. I prefer these, for same company, Oregon Laminations. I broke the spring in this one today. I've had this for like 6-7 months now. And they make these in different sizes too. You just drop the counter in the front up there between the little teeth and you pop it down. But I could probably go up to Walmart or the hardware store and get a spring to replace. The spring goes in this little slot right down in here. So I can probably get me a spring to take care of that. But other than that, I don't think this one's breakable. But that's what I clip my corners with. And if you really get desperate and you don't care about your toenails, then get your toenail clippers out and go to work. These are a little pricey. I think they're like, I think the metal one here is, yeah, that's the difference too. This is metal, all metal, pretty much. This one here's got plastic. I think that's the only problem is these have these plastic handles. If this thing, of course, would be heavy if it was all metal. And like they come in different sizes, like 2, 2.5, and 3. I think it's millimeter or something like that to round them, and they both work really well. But like I said, I prefer the metal one. I think it's sturdier. And like I say, the only breaking part I can see on it is that spring, and I can replace that easy. Let's get those in there. Now, cutting counters out of their sprues, we'll say it. Fiskars. I think I own every Fiskars cutting device there is. The little tabletop slidey ones, which I use to trim documents and stuff like that with. Or if I'm creating my own counters, to cut the counters out nice and square, which I can't see very well, so that's hard to do. But this is the radial one. Just, you pick this up at Walmart too. Push it down, and you can buy replaceable blades. Hit the button and it retracts so you don't cut your fingers off. But I'll take that and give you a little quick example here. We'll put this down. And let's see, let's sit this down on the table here. Let's stand my old tripod up here. Alright, so if I'm cutting counters, I'll take this thing and I'll give you an example here real quick, and I'll drop it right down in the slot right there. And I'll go across, and maybe come back. And then I'll just do all of them in that row. Might do a couple rows at a time. And I'll cut them out. And sometimes you go down the side too. And then I'll just take it out and get one end out. Not damaging the counters. And there they go. And out they go. And then I take them and break them apart and cut them. And this is a Fiskars pad. They different companies. You can get this at Walmart in the craft section. They sell all different sizes and kinds, or you can get them online. Order them online through Amazon or something. But I use that to make sure that I don't. And be careful. This thing is sharp, and if you're going too fast, you'll actually come up across the top of the counter and you cut your damn counter in half if you're not careful. But great tools. Let's get that out of the way. All right. So now I thought I would do some boxes. All right. So these are empty boxes from GMT. Not real expensive. They're very, very thick. Very thick cardboard, or very thick stock. And this is a 2-inch box right here. What's this? Darn, I gotta get used to this stabilizer thing. All right, that's a 2-inch box right there. And like I say, it's very sturdy. I think I put my little SPI sticker on the side. I think I have SPI games in there. I created my little sticker and put it on there. And I didn't bother to write down what games are in there. But there's I think I have 4 or 5 games in there. You get magazine games or something like that. I pull them out of the magazine wrapper and put them in there. But it's a good sturdy 2-inch box. I don't remember what they cost. They're not expensive though, I can tell you that. And then of course their 3-inch version, which I haven't used yet. I've got 3 of these. I've used all of the 2-inch ones. Again, sturdy cardboard stock, very durable box. All right, if you don't want to pay that money, which I want to say this stuff was like $6-7, a piece. Uline, that's ULINE, same ones that made my wooden tabletops back there. You can get 30 of these things, or 24 of these things in a box for about $30. That's with shipping. And I bought a box of these because I couldn't, GMT didn't have these at the time. I was trying to find some. Now they're thinner. They're a little flimsier, but they're 2-inch boxes and they do just fine. And when you put them on the bookshelf, they're great. So like I say, thinner material, a little flimsier, but there's nothing wrong with them. You can create your labels and stickies and put them on there, and they'll work just great. Like I say, it was less than $30 or it was $30, around $30 for a big old box of like 24, I think it was. Of course, that stuff changes day to day, so you never know. Best thing I bought from Uline was those wooden tabletops I got back there. Those are great. Charts. So what I found is really cool, and I picked these up online, they're brochure holders. And these were cheap. I think I got a set of 6 of these things. Get these laminated out of the way here. I think I got 6 of these things online. I don't know, maybe $10-12, maybe $6-7, I don't know. But you just slide your document right in there, and then you have nice, have a nice crystal something you can grab and hold, because I'm not about you all, but I hate having to flip through tables to try to find the table I'm looking for. So these things work great. And they make different versions. You get ones you can hang on the wall and stuff like that. But like I say, they're kind of flimsy. You don't want to bend them because you'll snap them. But you stick a letter-sized document in there, like most of the game charts and tables come in, and it's protected, and you can just reach over and grab it, or you can just sit it right on the edge of the game. You don't have to pick it up off the ground and thumb through them to figure out what table you need. So that works great. Like I say, I think I got these, I want to say Amazon. Okay, now, here's some things that I do to help me. Hopefully I get this right. Okay, so if you got a computer and you got a printer, I use Adobe Pro, but there's probably a bunch of free programs out there you can use. Most of the games I'm noticing today, like I know GMT and Revolution, certain things from the gamers, you can download the rule booklets online. So what I do, and I'll give you, here's Poland Defiant. What I do is I put it on Adobe and read the rules. And as I'm reading the rules, because we all like to mess up our rule booklets, right? Even though we don't want to, I'll use the highlighting tool in Adobe to highlight the tools I need. That way it's nice, it's clean, I don't have bleed through, and I'll go through, read the rules in Adobe, highlight them, and then I'll save the document, and then I'll print it out, and you'll notice they're in these little plastic binders, or plastic covers. All right, these things are great. These are the real thin ones. This is another Walmart product. They make a thin, this version is. I prefer the slightly thicker ones, but I noticed that these ones are more flexible. And I've got those right here. Let's see. There's a 50 pack, and I think I paid $2 for this. Sheet protectors, that's what they're called. Yeah, I think I paid $50 or $2 for that. $2.17 or something. And you stick them in there, and then your options after that are to take these rules. And here's my MP Civil War Brigade series. And then you stick them inside these little things like this, all right? Where they're always there. You can take them with you. If you're going away, take the rules with you and read them. You're going to go play a game at somebody else's house and you're not taking your game, take your rules with you if you want. Something I'm doing now is using binders with the sheet covers or without, trying to keep series games. I think there's Ukraine 43 in here. I think Normandy 44 is in here. 3-ring binder, come on, same ones you probably buy for your kids for school or yourself for college or to store documents in. If you want to, oh yeah, if you do buy these and you just do the paper, buy the reinforcements. See them little green things? Come on, they're like, what, 50 cents for a pack of 500 of them or something like that. And of course the binders, they make different sizes. A cheapy way to carry a set of rules with you, like if you're going away to play a game at somebody else's house and you just want to, maybe you don't have the game, but you printed off the rules. These little slip-on presentation binders. You see these everywhere. And you can actually get a 5-pack of those from Walmart. Maybe $1.50. Not the greatest of the options, but they work. So I use a lot of these. One of my favorite tools. Let me drag it over here. Oh yeah, here we go. And this was not expensive. The Laminator. Get you some cardstock. I think I have somewhere around 80 millimeter cardstock or something like that. 80 something it's called. At Walmart. I got this from Walmart. I bought the lamination document covers from Walmart. And you turn this thing on, let it heat up, and then you load your documents in there. And when you're done, you come out with a nice laminated document that you can stick inside your wonderful display thingy here and put it out on the edge of your game map, and you look like the ultimate gamer. I love it though. I use this laminate. It's funny, I'll turn it on just to do one, and you got to wait 5 minutes for it to heat up. And I think I paid $29 for this, so it was worth it. And then of course I keep a 3-hole punch around. And I'm going to show you that Smolensk game. I'm going to show you that one counter tray, how that works. So here's my Barbarossa derailed Smolensk box, and here's where the counters are. That counter, so you can stick that. See, that counter tray goes right in there, and then you can put your lid on it. No problem. All right, no problem. Nice and perfect. All right, so those are my tips for doing this stuff. If anybody has any, I do have some games that have the baggies in them because it was just too easy to do. Just like some of the Ziploc games, if I didn't piece them together. Some of these boxes I have where I put some of the Ziploc games in, I may have put a tray in there and then combined the counters, like very minimal counters in the games, and maybe put them into one tray and stuck them in there and just make sure I labeled the tray so that I know which counters go to which game. So, so there you have it. Those are my ideas. Hey, if you enjoyed this stuff, if you like this stuff, give me a like. If you want to keep up to date with what I'm doing or creating or playing, click subscribe and hit that bell. And, all right, look forward to giving you all some more video updates. Got 3 games. I'm getting ready to finish Poland Defiant, as a matter of fact. And I'm still doing my 3 days of Gettysburg. And I have gotten a little sidetracked. I've been playing Gary Grigsby's War in the East. By the way, I cut off Leningrad. And I'm destroying the forces in Leningrad right now. And I'm at the gates of Moscow. And it's only October of 41. A little secret to that, if you want to try it. I pulled all my panzer groups to the north and let the infantry work in the south. And I got 1 panzer group that was headed towards Moscow to keep the middle honest. And I put the other 4 up north and cut Leningrad off before September was over. Yay, yay. The Germans probably could have used someone like me, couldn't they? But I'm enjoying that. I'm also messing around with the new Civil War 1861 to 1865. They got the pre-release on Steam. So if you want to get that before it gets finished up and becomes a much more expensive product, I recommend you get it. Real-time strategy controlling every aspect of the Civil War, depending on which side you choose. All right, guys, we'll get back to you soon with some more game updates and reviews. Talk to you soon.